This is how to set up and use Rabby wallet. Rabby supports EVM chains in the same way that MetaMask does. So if you're using Ethereum, Arbitrum, Optimism, BNB Smart Chain, Avalanche, Polygon, and many others, you can use this just like you use MetaMask. I'm going to show you exactly how to set up and use the wallet. I'll leave timestamps for everything down below. We can come to rabby.io. I'll leave them linked at the top of the description as well. I'm going to click download for Chrome here and then go through and just download the wallet. I've got it installed already, so we'll go through setting up the wallet now. If you have existing crypto wallets on your browser, you may want to pause them or turn them off so they don't clash with Rabby if you're using applications. But from here, we'll set up a new wallet. So it says access all Dapps and self-custodial. This is a hot wallet that you're setting up on your device. And if you want to set up a hardware wallet, you can do that with Rabby as well and just link them up. We'll press get started. And then these are the options. So if you want to create a brand new wallet with a brand new seed phrase, click create new seed phrase. This is going to give you that list of 12 words that you can use to reload your wallet on any other device or application. So you don't need Rabby with that seed phrase. Import seed is if you have one already from a MetaMask or another EVM wallet, Trust wallet or something, you can load it in here to get access for your funds. If you want to export a private key from your existing wallet, you can just load it in here and get access as well. And then this is your MetaMask account if you want to directly import it if you've got one installed on your Chrome already. So from here, we'll just create a new seed like this and then set a password. This is an app-specific password locally on your computer. So this is a throwaway thing, really. If you delete the app and load it again, then you'll just set a new password. But it's a secondary security feature, so I'll just set something simple for now. After that, we can see our new seed phrase of our brand new wallet. So just make sure you understand what a seed phrase is. If you lose it, your assets will be lost forever. You cannot recover them. And if someone else has that seed phrase, they have access to your wallet and everything inside. So keep this extremely safe. You can write it down, or you can either buy a steel seed phrase to back it up, or more safely, you can actually just set up a hardware wallet separately and then link that with Rabby to link to applications. In any case, you can show seed phrase right here, and that is going to show you the 12 to 18 words that you can use to reload the wallet at any other time. So show seed phrase, go through with that, and you can set up the wallet. If you want to link a hardware wallet with Rabby, because Rabby is a better interface for applications, we can do that too. But we keep our seed phrase offline in the hardware wallet, which is often safer than having a hot wallet directly on a computer. So connect hardware wallets here. You can see most of the large hardware wallet providers are supported. I'll show you with Ledger here. So click this. Now, if you have a Ledger or a Trezor or anything else, you're going to need it plugged into your computer, turned on, and then inside the Ethereum application if you have that. So for Ledger, you need an app for Ethereum. So I've got my Ledger device plugged in and it's opened on the Ethereum app. So I'm going to click next. And then it says connect to this device, so allow. And then you can see I've got my NanoX here that we can use to connect. So just press connect. Now what this does is it allows Rabby to read your balances from your hardware device. However, if you want to sign transactions, you of course need your hardware wallet to sign those transactions. So Rabby can't do anything with your funds unless you approve them on the hardware wallet. And so your seed phrase and private keys are always offline there. So you can either create a new wallet or attach a hardware wallet and use Rabby as an interface. Or of course, you can just reload previous wallets and use them as new hot wallets in Rabby. Now, when you're setting up a wallet within Rabby, it's going to ask you which accounts do you want to use or which addresses do you want to use. So you can see them all here. Now, every wallet can have, multiple accounts or addresses within it. And so if you are reloading a wallet or able to choose this, you can turn all of these on. Now, for most people, you need basically one address to receive funds and then use it. But all of these addresses are linked to the same seed phrase of the wallet. So you have one wallet, but you have multiple sub accounts and different addresses within that to use. They're all linked to the same seed phrase though. So if you do have this, if you're loading a wallet, you can choose this. Now for me, I'm just going to choose one to turn this on. This is the main address for this wallet. And so I don't need to use any more, but you can turn many of these on if you want. Just choose at least one address that you want to use. And then from here, we can press done. And then it's going to load that wallet into my Rabby. Rabby is really more of an interface. So you can have multiple different wallets with different seed phrases and things loaded at different times. So if you go to the top right wallet icon, you can just add them in many different ways here. For example, if you have a hardware wallet or you want to use a specific wallet on your phone, you can do it through the interface. Now, if we go back and click on the top kind of message here, if we click that, you can see all of the different types of wallets that are loaded in Rabby. And if you have hot wallets, then you can use Rabby. If you have hardware wallets, plug them in, you can still use Rabby and sign transactions on those. So it's an interface where you can use multiple different wallets and just use them through this application. From here, we need to get some crypto into our account, especially if you've set up a brand new wallet within Rabby, then you won't have any assets. So go to receive. And then from here, choose the network that you want to use. Now, all of these networks are EVM networks, which means they should all have the exact same address. And so it doesn't really matter which chain that you use here, but to be sure, you can just choose the one that you want to receive the coins on. For me, you can see BNB chain has a balance. And so it says, well, this one you obviously use often, so we'll put it at the top. So I'm going to click that one. And then that's the address it gives me for my BNB chain. Now, because all of the addresses should be exactly the same across all of the chains, you just need to make sure that you're sending and receiving the asset that you want on the chain that you want to use. So for me, I want to use BNB chain and I'm going to receive BNB coin. So I'm going to copy this address and then I'm going to go over to another wallet or an exchange to actually send some funds out. So I'm going to be sending BNB coin and I'm going to paste in my address here. And then for me, the network that I want to use, I know that I want to receive the coins on BNB Smart Chain. And so I'm going to tell Binance that I want them to send these assets on the BNB Smart Chain. So I'm going to click that. Yes, I'm sure. And now it's sending this coin to my address and it's on the chain that I want, which is the BNB Smart Chain. So I'm just going to, put an amount in here that I can send out, click withdraw, and that goes to my wallet address. So if you need to buy assets or anything, I'll leave links to Binance and some of the other exchanges I use below. You can get some deposit bonuses on there. So you can check the links down below for all of the details. Rabby lets you see all of the transactions in and out of your wallet. So if you click on the transactions tab, you should see those funds being sent over from wherever you sent them from. You can also see here it says hide scam transactions. So there are actually some scam transactions that have come into my wallet, and obviously I can't control those, but you can actually see them here. They're either scams or they're, silly NFTs or airdrops or anything. So you can just obviously hide those. If you click hide scam transactions, then it's going to show you all of the, the real transactions that have come in and out of your wallet. So you should be able to see all of those transactions. Now, if you go to more as well, you can, make sure that things are set up properly. So you can lock the wallet right here, and that locks it. So you need your password to get back into the application. If you forget that, just delete the app, put in your seed phrase again, when you re-download the app. You can see manage address right here. So that goes through into the addresses that we have. So you can delete these out of the wallet if you want to do that. If we go to more as well, you can see connected dApps down here. We're about to connect to a dApp, but if you click this, you should see that nothing is here. So you can actually link to multiple dApps at the same time, and you can manage your connections here. So if you see that you're connected to dApps, just disconnect from them if you're not using them at that time. And there's some other preferences right here, which are mostly self-explanatory. If you want to send assets out of your wallet to either trade them or cash out to a centralized exchange or another wallet, click send. And then it says you can choose the assets that you have. I just have these assets, so BNB coin. So I'm going to click that. And we know we're sending from the wallet that we have. We're going to paste in the address of my exchange. And it says not on address list. So for right here, I'm going to click add to contacts and then just enter the note on the address. So put this as my exchange or whatever, and that will be in your contacts list. So you can just choose it automatically next time and you don't have to copy and paste if you want to do that. If you don't do that, you can grant temporary access to use that without adding it to your contacts. So click this and then you have to put in your password. So I'll do that. And then from there, you grant it temporary access to actually spend the coins into that address. So you can choose, an amount that you want to send over to that address and press send. So if you want to manage that, you can see add to contacts here. If you go out and then more, you can see enable whitelist for sending assets. So what that means is you have a whitelist of addresses that you're happy to send to. So if anyone gets into your wallet or anything, they're going to need the app password in order to change that. So that's how you get into that setting. There is a swap feature within the app as well. This actually just links you up with some decentralized exchanges and aggregators, and it's going to give you the best trade at the current time on the chain that you're on. So if you press swap, We have BNB chain assets right here because they're the assets that I have, although you can choose any chain and assets that you want. So we'll click that. Swap from BNB because I have that. To, we're going to swap into a coin here. So we'll just click that here, which is USDT. Now you can see this is a token that Rabby is telling us is the real token. Rabby will have a list of tokens that are approved and that are real tokens. But of course, on a blockchain, there can be any type of token, including scams. So if you have the token address, you can actually just paste that in up here as well. And you can go and make sure that it's the token that you want to trade. If you go to CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, you can get the real token address of all of those tokens and just paste it in here so you know you're trading the right thing. But Rabby has a fairly trustworthy list here. So USDT, then we'll click an amount that we want to trade and we can get quotes. And then from here it says, these are, decentralized exchanges or exchange aggregators or anything. And you can see the best quote that we're getting for right now is KyberSwap. So for right here, we're going to use this decentralized exchange or the aggregator. So in order to do that, what you actually have to do is enable it within the wallet. So let's click that. And as you can see, enable exchanges. So KyberSwap down here, we can trade on there like this. And it says, once enabled, you will interact with smart contracts and everything. So of course, to use the app, we need to do that. So press confirm, and that's confirmed. So from here, it's going to reload, and that's the best. So we can click that and then swap via KyberSwap. Now you can see that it's giving us these details. So I'm swapping from BNB to another coin, the amount that I want to swap, and then KyberSwap is giving us that trade, and you can see that right here. So the rate, you can see that exchange rate here. Slippage tolerance is fine at 0.1%. That's very low. That's just the difference between this quote that you're getting now and the price of the actual trade when it trades on the blockchain. And you can see the details here. So you can definitely press that swap via KyberSwap. Let's just refresh the quote here. KyberSwap, and then swap via KyberSwap. And you can see all of these details. So right here, what's great about Rabby is it gives you a lot of details about the trade. So you can see the coin that we're paying and what we're receiving. And the interact contract here, we can see that that is KyberSwap. We've never interacted before, so that's good information. And then the simulation results. So what this does is it simulates the contract that we're about to interact with. It simulates what it thinks should be the result of this trade. Now, why that's important is because if you're signing a contract that you don't know about, or that's on some website that may be a scam, then it could potentially drain your wallet. So this is telling you that Rabby has checked the contract and it thinks that when you press the button to sign this, this is what's going to happen. Now, if this was a scam contract and it was going to send all of the assets out of your wallet, you could kind of see that here and then cancel right here to not actually sign that transaction. So that's a good safety feature to have the simulation results right here. And we can see the gas that we can choose. The more that you spend, the quicker it's done, but we don't need. So we can just press standard, and then the request is from Rabby Wallet. So if you want to go ahead with that transaction, just press sign and create, and the actual transaction will go through for you. Another cool thing in Rabby Wallet is seeing all of the positions that you have in DeFi. Because Rabby was made by the bank, it's very DeFi oriented. So up here, you can see that it shows that I'm on BNB chain up here. So if we click this, what we can see is all of our positions and interactions with DeFi. So I've got BNB here, which is my total account balance. You can see the asset that I have right here and all of the value. But I actually have some other tokens in the wallet that I've gotten from interacting with DeFi and liquidity pools on PancakeSwap. And so if you have this, it actually shows me, if I click down, exactly what I'm doing on this decentralized exchange. So I actually have some cake tokens and some BNB, and they are in a liquidity pool right now. So I don't have to go to the application. It tells me exactly what I've got. This is great because you may have multiple positions across multiple chains, and it's difficult to see them all. And so you can actually see them all in here as a list down here. You just click the chain that you want to look at that you've got assets on, and it shows you all of those balances. I'll show you how to connect the wallet to any dApp that you're using separately as well. So as an example, PancakeSwap down here, pancakeswap.finance. So we'll connect wallet, and then you can see Rabby here. So it's seen that I have Rabby wallet. Again, if you've got other wallets that are live and active, they may fight with each other to get connected, but I've got Rabby here. So click this, goes through to connecting. So it says, do you want to actually connect to this site? Again, you can see this site is listed by many top, brands and aggregators. So just gives it some more trust. Site popularity is high. And so you can actually make marks about the app as well. If you're using some airdrop and random stuff, you can just say, high risk or whatever. So I'm just going to press connect and I'm switched to BNB chain. So what's great about Rabby is you don't actually need to physically switch between chains all of the time. It just kind of does it automatically for you. So obviously we are connected now on BNB chain. So if you get the wallet up, you can use this. So we're going to go and do a transaction. So you can see the gas. So it's actually connected right here to the app, right? So it shows you that. So you can click that. You can switch chains right here as well. So if you have multiple chains and you want to use the same app, you can just switch them right in here. Click that. And now you're on Arbitrum. You can see that at the top, right? So now we're on Arbitrum here and we'll just switch back to BNB chain. So it's connected to this app. So let's go and use this, trade, swap. It shows my balance here. So we can swap an amount right here into some USDT. So it should show that. And then I can press swap. See the swap right here, confirm swap. Takes me through to Rabby. And again, it's that same swap, right? Because we've just seen that. So it shows the pay, receive, and it says the simulation results are here. So again, this is what I should expect to happen, which is absolutely fine. So you can sign and create that through Rabby Wallet right here, or just cancel out. And then it just goes back through to the application. Something very important as well, and Rabby helps you do this, is to manage all of the permissions that you're giving all of the applications in DeFi. Every time you use a DeFi app, you have to give it approval to interact with contracts through your wallet. And so if you want to swap assets on DeFi, then I've got USDT approved already in my wallet. But if you don't, when you press swap, it will say you need to approve USDT first before you can interact with it and trade. And so you have to approve it in your wallet, sign a transaction, then go back to the application once you've got these both approved and press swap, and actually you can swap them. So that's great, but you have to give the app all of these approvals. So what we can do with Rabby is actually see all of these approvals that we've given and manage them. So what we can do is go to approvals here. You can see that, click this. And it's going to show you all of the contracts that you've approved, that you still have approved within your wallet. So what we can see here is buy contracts. These are seemingly all on PancakeSwap. You can actually see PancakeSwap here. This is an unknown application. This is PancakeSwap. And you can see the trust value of that contract on here. And you can see how many people have revoked that contract in the last 24 hours. My approval time was 3 years ago. So why this is important is because we can see the assets that we've approved and how much that we've given the application to trade. You can see my approvals here on Cake is unlimited. That means that if I sign a transaction, I'm giving the app unlimited access to everything in my wallet. And so you may not want to do that. So what we can do here very simply, if you look at the assets as well, you can see them here. So I've got USDT and Cake and the approval amount unlimited. So if I sign a transaction, it has access to everything. This is important if you're on untrustworthy apps where you've given it permission to drain your wallet. So you can see all of that here. And let's say that we want to remove some of these. So I can go to click these and I can go revoke. Now what that does is revoke all of the permissions of the app. So it has no ability to do anything with my funds if I revoke it. If you press revoke here, you have to pay a small gas fee to revoke the contracts, but it gives you peace of mind that nothing can interact with your wallet unless you say so again. But if you do revoke contracts, then next time you want to trade, you'll have to approve and sign those assets again. I'll leave the exchange bonus links down in the description alongside the link to Rabby and some other helpful videos. I'm James with MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.